Okay, guys, shout out to Ice Dragon Kid in my Discord. Make sure you sign up. Link is in the description. Who posted this video about a Houston area mother who, get this, shot her 4 children, killing 2 of them and injuring the other 2. Guys, this is an absolutely horrific situation. And what it does is it proves what I have said and maintained over the last year plus, which is that Black women are the only group of people on the planet who regularly and willingly put their children in physical danger. So let's take a look at this, and I will give you guys my take afterwards. Here we go.
Once on the reality show Paternity Court, trying to figure out who the father was of one of her children. This image is per Paternity Court's YouTube channel. Now, this mom is accused of the unthinkable, allegedly shooting 4 of her kids, killing 2 of them. What we're learning about her past from her time on Paternity Court to what she said about
look at that, Mama gotta have a life too.
Weeks ago. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime.
Insane.
I'm Chris Stewart. I want to break down with you the horrifying scene that law enforcement in Texas say they came upon on Saturday of last week. It was October 4th. Police say they were called to this gas station in Brazoria County, Texas. That's south of Houston. It was around 5 o'clock in the morning. The 911 caller, they say, was Oninda Romelus. Deputies said that they didn't know why they were responding to this gas station, but when they arrived, they found that her 4 children were shot. They were inside the car. 2 children were dead, a 13-year-old boy and 3-year-old girl. 2 other children were injured. They are now in stable condition. They are 8 years old and 9 years old. Deputies say that it's unclear if Romelus fired the gunshots in this gas station's parking lot, or did she allegedly do it somewhere else? Surveillance video allegedly shows her getting out of the car, getting gas, talking on her phone before deputies arrive. Authorities say they believe the gunshots were fired inside the car, but other than that, a lot of this is still a mystery. At a news conference on Sunday, law enforcement would not share too much detail. Here's part of what they said per Fox 26 in Houston.
We've been burning the midnight oil on this ever since this dropped, right? So I can assure you we're looking into this.
But then we received the court documents that have shown what Romelus allegedly told detectives after they took her into custody. Now, according to these court records, Romelus was asked whether she wanted to continue talking with authorities, and she said yes. Now, at first, when she was asked why she called 911, she said she couldn't talk about it. But when she was asked again about calling 911, she allegedly said, quote, "Instead of them doing it to me, I'm going to do it to them." Then, when the investigator asked...
See, at this point, you already know she's trying to preemptively set up an insanity plea here. Like, I wasn't in my right mind or whatever.
Quote, "Do what?" Romelus allegedly said, quote, "Kill them all." Romelus then said she didn't call 911. She allegedly said she called, quote, "the devil." As Romelus continued talking, she said that she was ready to work, which detectives write in the court document that it just didn't make sense. Romelus did allegedly say that she had 4 children and said their names and their ages correctly, but when asked where they were, she allegedly said, quote, "the devil." When asked what she meant by that, she said, quote, "they're dead," and quote, "because you can't take me without me taking you." Now, at their news conference, deputies would not discuss anything related to the custody of the children or the family situation involving these children before the shooting. But we have learned that the question of paternity with at least one of these children, it has been raised before. In fact, it was raised very publicly on a TV show called Paternity Court. The episode is still public on YouTube. Now, the episode was about learning who the father was of an 18-month-old boy. Now, it is unclear if that child is one of the victims in this case, but his age does match up with the age of the 13-year-old who was killed. That boy found slumped over inside the car, according to deputies when they arrived at that gas station.
I will give my take on this typical tragedy in Black America in just a second. But let me quickly remind you that if you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, share this video. Also, be sure to join my Patreon for exclusive content not found anywhere, pardon me, as well as access to my entire catalog of books and courses. Starting at just $5 per month, you will get access to tens of thousands of hours of live streams not safe for YouTube, dating show breakdowns, as well as access to over $3,000 worth of products that will take your dating and relationship game to the next dimension. Head over to patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. Again, that is patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. Okay, let's get into this here. The very first red flag with this woman was that she was in paternity court regarding the paternity, obviously, of one of the children. That child was 18 months old at the time. I don't know what the outcome was, nor do I care, but it would not have made a difference one way or another who the baby daddy was. And there are a few reasons for this. Number one, she was going to be getting child support from the man who had originally signed the birth certificate, whether he was the biological father or not. This has been proven in, the American court system. Number two, no matter who the father was, mom was going to alienate the kid from the biological father anyway. And number three, that kid was going to be in danger regardless. Just like I said before I played this crazy video, I've said for over a year that black mothers, American black mothers, are the only group of people who regularly and willingly put their children in physical danger. And guys, this is true from the cradle to the grave. From the moment a black baby is conceived, it is already in danger of being aborted before it takes its first breath. Why? Because statistically, black women get abortions at far higher rates than non-black women. Yes, non-black women get more abortions in terms of volume simply because there are more of them. But of course, black idolaters, black apologists, and black supremacists, they love to point out that there are more white women on welfare than black women, and that there are more white babies aborted than black babies. But statistically, meaning the percentage, if you're paying attention, if you paid attention in school, and most of you N-words, most of you YNs out there didn't, but just in case you did, percentage, gentlemen. That is the more accurate metric, okay? Black mothers abort their children at a far, far higher rate than non-black mothers, and this is a statistical, immutable fact. Now, if black babies actually happen to get lucky and make it to and through childbirth, they are routinely put in danger by their black mothers. They get left in hot cars, they get neglected. Some black mothers are even out here teaching their children how to be porch pirates and steal Amazon packages from porches, which obviously puts them in physical danger. I remember we watched one police video a while back that showed a mother actually trying to run over a woman who was holding her child, showing a complete disregard for the safety of her child. One police video we watched told the cops to take her kids to CPS because her uncle wouldn't allow them to stay with him. I mean, the list goes on and on. One of the most gruesome and horrifying stories we covered a while back was an Atlanta mother who cooked her two children to death in an oven because she was mad at the baby daddy. Yes, you heard me correctly. This woman literally cooked her children to death in an oven and recorded it and sent it to the baby daddy. So even when black children do make it out of the womb, they're subjected to the dangerous black mother. Dude, my own mother tried putting me in a dangerous situation when I had just turned 18. Okay, she expected me to confront some dude that she was dating who had cheated on her. I was 6 feet, maybe 150 pounds soaking wet, but I was expected to go and confront this 6'4" 235-pound grown-ass man for her? From the cradle to the grave, gentlemen. Let me reiterate this, from the cradle to the grave. There is no other group of people. There is no other entity. There is no other force. There is no other kind of individual who poses as much danger to black people than American black women. The American black woman is hazardous to the health of the black man, full stop. And the sooner black men figure this out, the better off we will all be. I actually saw a video of a black mother who had her kid in the back seat getting pulled over by the cops. This woman gets out of her car and runs away from the scene, leaving her child in the car. The next thing I want to point out, and we'll get to that a little bit later, the next thing I want to point out, as you guys are seeing on the screen now, is the social media activity of this woman, specifically the video where she's shaking her ass, which probably smells terrible due to that horrible, Brazilian butt lift, with the caption that you guys just saw, "Mama gotta have a life too." Gentlemen, that right there, that little caption, that speaks to the selfishness of today's black American mothers. And guess what? We can thank Aisha Curry for this. Yesterday, I reacted to a video of Aisha Curry's appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, where she said this. Take a look and listen.
Found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1 I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
Black American mothers, gentlemen, are afflicted with a condition called postpartum selfishness when it comes to their children. They think that all they have to do is push the little fucker out and the hard work is done. Nah, boo. Getting knocked up and giving birth, that's the easy part. No. The hard part is actually taking care of the child, raising the child to be an adjusted, law-abiding, upstanding, productive member of society. But Black mothers don't see it that way. As far as they're concerned, their children are a liability and not a blessing. Why else do you think they put their own flesh and blood in physical danger on the regular? Anyway, that social media post, "Mama gotta have a life too," like you just saw, is exactly why the so-called Black community is the laughingstock of the entire planet. American Black women don't prioritize their children, they prioritize themselves. Now, I know that there are probably people watching thinking, well, white women do it too. Okay, so because white women do it too, that makes it right for Black mothers to do it too? And yeah, listen, I'll give it to you, white mothers are selfish, but they're not cooking their children in ovens. They're not shooting their children in their cars. They're not leading cops on a high-speed chase with their children in the car, then fleeing the scene, leaving the child in the car. Yeah, you heard me correctly. White women are not running from cops with their kids in the car and then fleeing the scene on foot, leaving the children in the car. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't believe what I just said? Sounds pretty far-fetched, huh? Bet. Check this out. Incredible. Look at this. Look at this. Get my baby. Get my baby. Can you believe this? Look at this.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? She really just left her baby.
Can you believe this? Can you actually believe this? Oh, well, wait a minute. What's that you say? Susan Smith, who drowned her own children, is an example of a white woman being a danger to her kids? Yes, you are absolutely right. But for every Susan Smith, there are 63 Nicole Johnsons. Who's Nicole Johnson, you ask? Well, Nicole Johnson is a Black woman who killed her niece and nephew, her sister's children, by the way, and rode around with their decomposed bodies in her trunk until they were caught by the cops. Take a look and listen.
At noon, a Baltimore woman is sentenced to life in prison with all but 50 years suspended in the deaths of her niece and nephew. Back in 2021, you may remember Baltimore County Police pulled over Nicole Johnson and found the decomposing remains of the children in the trunk of her car. Police say they were 7-year-old niece Jocelyn Johnson and her 5-year-old nephew Larry O'Neill. Court documents in the case indicate Johnson was...
And a lot of you guys might remember, we actually broke this down on the Hard R podcast one time, this very case.
...taking care of the children because their mother could not. The coroner says the children were malnourished and underweight. The official cause of death has not been determined.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I said before, for every one white mother who assaults her kid, there are 71 Brandy Pierces. Oh, who's Brandy Pierce, you ask again? Well, Brandy Pierce is a Black mother who killed her 9-year-old son in Detroit and then buried him in the backyard. But don't take my word for it. I will let Detroit's law enforcement give you just a little bit more detail.
Case is rather shocking. In my 27-year career, I don't remember seeing anything like that.
So I want to talk about a case of a young boy named Zamar King III. The alleged facts in this case are that we are announcing today. On January 6th of 2025, the Detroit Police Department was notified and summoned to a house on Whittingham in Detroit. They had been contacted by the landlord that owned that house. When he went to that house, The landlord contacted him when he went to that house to prepare it for a new tenant. That he called the police because he found a shallow grave in the backyard of the home on Whittingham. Upon arrival, the police were shown that grave where a human foot was sticking out of the ground. The
Oh my
foot was
God.
believed to be belonged to a small child. After an extensive investigation by quite a few agencies, and the chief will talk about that in a minute, the buried body was discovered to be 9-year-old Zamar King III. That the mother of young Zamar was 41-year-old Brandy Pierce. It's alleged that she killed him, and that the cause of death found by the medical examiner was smothering and neck compression.
Oh my God.
It's alleged that she purchased a shovel. She bound him by tying his hands and feet together and dug a hole in the background of the house on Whittingham, where she had been living for a short time. She then put him in this hole and covered him with dirt. That after killing her son, she and her other son, who was 3 years old, moved to Georgia, Cobb County to be exact. It was determined that this, in fact, happened sometime in October of 2024. It seems to all of us who do this work on a daily basis, there's been just a large number of tragic cases that have happened to our children, worse than we have seen. So
yeah, our children. And when she says our children, she means black children. That's what she's talking about. I mean, oh, still want to argue, huh? Well, you know, listen, you people always do, but have you ever heard of a white mother doing this?
Will be spending the rest of her life in prison after being found guilty of killing her 2 sons. You might remember this story. Lamora Williams was sentenced late last week to life without parole plus 35 years. Williams was accused of putting her 1- and 2-year-old sons in a hot oven back in 2017. Authorities say the crimes happened over a span of nearly 2 days. Williams' 3-year-old son was inside the home when it happened, but he was not harmed.
Unbelievable. Cooked her children to death. Cooked her children to death. So let me ask you this. What's your response to that? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And now we have another black mother who pointed a freaking gun at her children and squeezed the trigger on purpose. This woman killed 2 of her own children in an attempt to kill all of her children. I'm sorry, guys. White women ain't doing this. Non-black women aren't doing this. The bottom line here, guys, is that the black woman is hazardous to the health of black people, especially black men and black children. They're the worst baby mamas. They're the worst wives. They're the worst people. Unfortunately for black children, like the ones who were just victimized by a woman trying to preemptively formulate an insanity defense, they don't really have a way to get away from their mothers unless someone else steps in. Gentlemen, it is a sad state of affairs in the so-called black community. And I am thankful every day that these people never accepted me as one of their own. Be sure to join me on weekday afternoons at 3:00 p.m. Pacific time on Rumble, where I will react to and give play-by-play breakdowns of Love is Blind UK, as well as starting the latest Love is Blind Season 9 that is based out of Denver this season. All the links are in the description. Thanks for watching.